Luton Town have signed Isaiah Jones from Middlesbrough. Now, this is a signing that really gets my juices flowing. I was going to say it's Luton Town's first signing of the window, but it's not, because we've already signed Chris Makoso. Quite frankly, Chris Makoso, a centre-back from the Belgian second tier, he doesn't really get my juices flowing because he's one for the future, although we might see him if there continues to be a defensive injury crisis. But we're here to talk about Isaiah Jones, and he is a player that's been on my radar for quite some time, pretty much since we were locking horns with Middlesbrough way back in the promotion season, but also maybe a bit before that. But he really shot on my radar around that time when Borough were competing with us to get into the playoffs, and both him and Jed Spence were two exceptional players that were giving ridiculous and energetic performances down the right-hand side for their respective teams, Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest. And interestingly, Jed Spence was being kept out the team by Isaiah Jones, and that is why Jed Spence had to go to Nottingham Forest for game time. However, this season, Isaiah Jones has found game time a little bit tough, and that's to be expected because Ben Doak has been in ridiculous form at Middlesbrough, and with the formation, the Borough play of 4-2-3-1, he can't really fit in at right back, Isaiah Jones, because they got Dijksteel there. And playing a little bit further forward in the right attacker sort of position, that's where Ben Doak has been thriving. And I'm guessing because this move has been sanctioned, it means that Middlesbrough are going to be keeping Ben Doak for the rest of the season, which I think is a very good decision for both Liverpool and Middlesbrough. But most importantly, it's a good decision for Luton Town Football Club because we have an energetic 25-year-old player that fills a gap that we have needed for a long time. Say what you will about Ruel Walters, Daiki Hashioka, they aren't the answer. They aren't the answer to that right-sided conundrum. They potentially could be if we play a 4-3-3 or a derivative of a 4 at the back. For Rob's formation that he was playing, obviously Rob is no longer manager of Luton Town Football Club, but we don't know what the next manager is going to bring. We don't know whether he's going to play a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. In those formations, wing backs are very important. And this is one position that Isaiah Jones can do very well. He's a very direct runner. He's got a lot of pace. He can whip in a ball. He can win tactical fouls, as we saw against Luton Town in Rob Edwards' first game, where, well, I don't know how Amari Bell's going to react to seeing Isaiah Jones rocking up at the training ground, but I guess Amari Bell's going to be training against him when there are 5-a-side games or 7-a-side games, or just training matches in general. Amari Bell famously if you're a Luton Town fan, got sent off for 2 bookable offences. Isaiah Jones, he kind of bought the foul. But to be honest, that is something that we've been lacking in this team. A player that can go past someone and draw a foul. He is finally the replacement that we've been lacking from Chio Ogbene. But because Isaiah Jones has played in a 3-4-3, he's played in the wing-back role, whereas Chio Ogbene was kind of shoehorned into that role. Isaiah Jones could flourish in our team depending on what formation we're going to play. However, I do think we're going to be moving to a derivative of a 4 at the back, and in which case, he's perfect for that inside forward role, or to stretch the play out wide on the wing. Imagine that, like having 2 wide forwards with Doughty and Isaiah Jones either side, whipping balls in, taking on their man, bursting into the box with a 10 in behind. Oh, it's enough to warm me up in my garage while I'm recording this. It just fills me with the warm and fuzzies. There were reports that Isaiah Jones was also subjected to a bid from West Brom. I don't know how truthful that is, but at the same time, I'm happy if he had other options. I'm happy that he chose us. He's had 5 or 6 seasons now with Middlesbrough, having played just shy of 150 games for them. And Isaiah Jones has had some absolutely ridiculous seasons. And it's almost a shame for him, not for us, for him, that he lost his place to Ben Doak. And he's been restricted to just 8 starts this season out of 20 games. So it's been a lot of games off the bench for him. Just last season, and these are great numbers for a right-sided forward, played 41 games, 9 goals, 5 assists. And considering the stuff I've seen from Middlesbrough fans on social media, people saying he's got no end product. Well, you know what? 9 goals and 5 assists for someone who has no end product, I'll take that. Doesn't sound like no end product to me. But the thing that really stands out to me about Isaiah Jones is his mental fortitude. And a few years ago, I remember an article about him. He had an absolutely torrid time, like just after he joined Middlesbrough. He lost 7 family members, not in one incident. I mean, it was a big family, but he just had a lot of family members that happened to pass away. And for a youngster, remember, he's only 25, and this would have been around about when he was 19 or 20. It's tough dealing with loss. And at that time, his girlfriend, his partner, was pregnant. So that can be a real mental strain. And I'm glad he showed the mental fortitude to get through that. And then he backed up that stress by having some absolutely fantastic blowout seasons for Middlesbrough. I'm just going to read out some of his seasons that he's had. So in the 21-22 season, he was excellent. 47 appearances, 1 goal, 8 assists. So that was in the wing-back role. 8 assists. Wow. I'm licking my lips thinking about this. In the 22-23 season, 37 games, 3 goals, 5 assists. So those are similar numbers to Alfie Doughty. And I said it before, imagine Doughty on one side, Isaiah Jones on the other side. That is just going to, providing we can find our feet again and the players realise that they need to start putting in some shifts, that can start moving us up the table. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get the playoffs. The immediate target for me this season is avoid relegation, hopefully finish about mid-table. We won't finish 12th because, come on, that's always Bristol City that finished 12th. Because otherwise, the earth is just going to wobble off its axis and hurl into the sun. Because Bristol City always finish 12th. It's always interesting to read the statement that the club put out when announcing a player, and I got it up here. The Hatters have strengthened their squad for the second half of the Championship campaign with the signing of Isaiah Jones from Middlesbrough for an undisclosed fee. Right-sided attacker Jones, so that means he could play right wing or right wing back. Jones, 25s, arrived at Kenilworth Road after spending 5 successful seasons on Teesside. I think it's the perfect move for both parties, said the town's new man. The project here, the success the club's had over the past couple of years moving back down south is an attractive proposition for me. Yeah, so he's actually from London, and Middlesbrough is quite a trek. So it's good that he's a family man. So it's good that he's back down in London to be in and around his family. And I think that's wonderful. And that could really be very beneficial to us at Luton Town. Continuing on with the statement. This season's been tough for Luton so far, but there's a really strong squad here, and hopefully I can put a smile onto the fans' faces. Well, you know what, Isaiah, if you start winning some tactical fouls and we put them away from set pieces, I love that. I'm direct, skillful, and I like to give the crowd something to cheer. I can't wait to get started. Lambeth-born Jones started his career with Tooting and Mitcham United, and his performances as a teenager for the non-league side sent scouts flocking to Imperial Fields. In 2019, he made the move to Middlesbrough, eventually breaking into Borough's first team for the 21-22 campaign. Jones contributed 9 assists in 47 games in the season that saw them finish 7th in the Championship and reach the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. The following season, Jones scored 3 league goals and laid on 5 more, helping Borough reach Championship playoffs, the season the Hatters won promotion to the Premier League. Last term, Isaiah enjoyed his best goal-scoring season to date, hitting 9 goals and contributing 5 assists in all competitions, as Borough finished 8th in the second tier and reached the semi-finals of the League Cup. This season, Jones, who was called up for international duty for Guyana last summer for the first time, started 8 times and made 12 appearances as a substitute for Michael Carrick's side. And he's going to be wearing number 25 on the back of his shirt. He's available for selection for Saturday's FA Cup third-round tie against Nottingham Forest. Welcome to Kenilworth Road, Izzy. And I echo those sentiments. I'm so happy that Isaiah Jones has joined. As I said, he's been on my radar for so long. He's such a player, so much talent, and much needed pace that we have been lacking for a long time. Also, a quick word about the departing Joe Taylor. Not much to say, is there? It's a shame he didn't get a chance, but you know what? There's a reported fee of £3 million, which is, well, an excess fee of £3 million. And for Joe Taylor, who is essentially our fourth choice striker behind, well, Elijah, Carlton, Jacob Brown, Joe Taylor, and sort of the same level as Cauley Woodrow, getting a fee of £3 million, that could possibly go up with a juicy sell-on fee. It's good business. It really is. Even if 25% of it has to go to Peterborough. It's a shame he never got a chance. We all remember that goal that never was against Coventry in the playoff final, and also the goal that should have been but wasn't against Plymouth. And best of luck to Joe. Hopefully he absolutely smashes League One, which I bet he will. And I'd love him to get a move and then Luton get another payday down the line. It just didn't work out for you here, Joe. So all the best, mate. But that's my initial reaction to Isaiah Jones signing, and also a little bit about Joe Taylor leaving. What are your thoughts about Isaiah Jones? Are you as excited as I am? I bet you are. But let me know in the comments section below. If you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe for even more Luton Town content and Championship content. As always, come on, you Hatters. And I hope you can all stay warm, because it is absolutely freezing out.